Hello everybody, this is Cube here today with a Quakecraft tips and tricks video. For those who don't know, Quakecraft is a minigame on Hypixel based loose off basically of railguns from a Quake series. They're kind of rocket launchers that are insta-kill and have instant/nearly instant travel time projectiles. And before I start, there's a couple things that need to be said. First off, this is post-commentary, so what I'm saying currently does not always reflect what's going on in the video. But overall, my gameplay is still true to what I'm saying, so just watch and listen and kind of match up the two. And although you don't need much prior experience with first-person shooters or Twitch shooters, it can help a lot. And finally, practice is very important. The more you play, the better you get. So let's start off with your setup. Minecraft can be a very intensive game at times, especially on multiplayer with plugins and minigames. Having a decent setup is helpful because you don't need to worry about lag, low render distance, or having particles off. Optifine is a great mod if you want to get a good performance, but still be able to have a decent render distance, lighting system, particles, etc. Another tip that many people give that I'm kind of going to go against here is having high FOV or sensitivity, which is not entirely necessary if you want to be good. High FOV and sensitivity can help because you have more vision and you can see more, and you can react faster, but it really just depends on what you like. If having high FOV gives you a headache, then just be on default FOV. Like, I'm on default FOV in the video and a decently high sensitivity on my mouse, but that's just my preference. Another opinion-based option is resource pack. Is using a resource pack. Use them if you like, or just stay default. Doesn't really matter too much as long as the blocks aren't too distracting and you can distinguish players from the blocks. Another important part of good play is knowing the maps. On the first match, I'm playing on Demonic, which I've actually never played before. And although I won the match, it's very important to know exactly where tunnels, rooms, and bridges are in the maps, because you know exactly the vantage points and where people spawn, so you can kind of set up your strategy with that. Almost always, the amount of players on the map reflects the size and complexity of the map. Farah, which is one of the biggest maps, it's the sandstone one with 12 players, is very complex. It's got stairs going everywhere. Hustwood and Zero are the next closest. Zero is the one with jump heads. Hustwood's jungle. They're both kind of jungle themed. Followed by Mines, but Mines is actually quite a small map. The remaining maps are small and have many tight corridors, such as Apex, Dig Site. Even though Dig Site doesn't have corridors, it's a pretty small map. And as much as knowing how the maps are laid out, it's just important to know what kind of map you like. Similar to the first tip, it's all opinions. I kind of like playing on Hustwood, Mines, and Apex. I also like, I also like Farah a decent bit. I really don't like Cold War, but that map you have to buy, so that's not exactly a beginner map, even though it doesn't cost much in the store. So if you like cramped areas like Apex or Mines, then play on those. And if you don't like sniping, you're not good at large areas, then don't play on Hustwood, Farah, etc. This segues in my next tip, which is positioning, where you should place yourself. Although camping is discouraged, running everywhere in large maps can get you killed, so you should try to stay in one general area. You can still slowly migrate across the map, and you're going to get killed eventually, so you'll just get teleported somewhere random. But you running across the giant rooms and areas and large maps, there's usually people camping and sniping, so do what they're doing to stay alive, basically. An exception to this rule is in Zero, where you have the jump pads to get you quickly across places. If you like traveling across the giant pit with the jump pads, then you can do that. It's pretty a nice strategy because it gives you an aerial view of everybody, and they usually can't hit you when you're in the air. And if you can hit them when you're in the air, that's great, but if you can't, when you land, you know exactly where to go. In almost all scenarios, in all maps, having height is an advantage, and it is the best tip I can give. Even though usually getting high is kind of hard because there's stairs and stuff, and going upstairs can be scary because, I mean, just think of all the times that you're going upstairs and you've been killed by someone waiting at the top. That's the same principle with just being high, because like that guy knows that you should be high, so just go up the stairs, get to the top, and stay there. And you can jump off if there's a big fight going on, you want to get a double kill or something, but having height is such an advantage because when you're on a bridge or platform, you can always move backwards and they can't get you, and if there's a railing at all or any kind of protective barrier there, then that's great because then your lower body is blocked. and you can hide behind those, such as the one in Hustwood, which is probably the most famous / infamous bridge. That one's really fun to stay on and kind of pick off the players below. Knowing the game of Quakecraft might be simple, but that's my next tip. Just know all the situations that can happen, because there are quite a few little weird things that can happen. For example, one of the biggest things that you need to know that is not explicitly stated is when you respawn, you have a few seconds of invincibility. So if you see someone spawn in front of you, like an indication of when they can be gibbed is basically when they respawn, they spawn a couple inches, centimeters off the ground, and then they drop when they regain control of their character and start moving around. So when you see them drop and start moving around, usually you can gib them by then. So just hope that they don't see you when you're getting ready for them to start moving. On the right side of the screen is the scoreboard, obviously, with all the kills of the players. The first one to get 25 kills wins. I would not recommend hanging on the scoreboard too much. Just glance at it after every couple lives. If you're behind, then keep going and work harder. If you're at the top, then hold your position. Just don't get too hung up on it, and don't quit if you're at the bottom of the match. Just finish it. You'll get coins anyway. There's also, you can get double kills, which is when there's two people right next to each other. You shoot a rocket and it explodes both of them. Does not give you anything extra. It still gives you 2 kills, which is nice. There's also Rampage. I believe that's what it's called. It's like a kill streak of sorts when you get a bunch of kills in a row. And it's just a visual little thing, like in chat it says something, and when you can get shut down if someone kills you when you're on your kill streak. Your experience gauge tells you when your weapon is reloaded. It goes down after you fire a shot, and it indicates the next time you can. This isn't too important in Quakecraft because all the guns have relatively quick reload times, and each trigger upgrade after the next is pretty small. Speaking of that, triggers are one of the options you can use to customize your railgun. It's the only option that actually makes a gameplay difference. You can also customize the look and stuff of your gun, but it only really plays a part when you're in 1v1 battles, or if you're using the 9.0 second trigger. When you're in 1v1 battles, whoever has the faster trigger and shoots first has an advantage. So I'd say about 25% of the time when you see someone and they see you, and both your first shots miss, whoever has the faster railgun will win. I'm using the 1.4 second trigger in this video, which is kind of the one you get first. The rest are pretty expensive, so I'd say get the 1.4 second trigger, buy some of the other cosmetic stuff, just have fun. Don't save up for the big ones unless you have VIP, MVP, or you're buying coin boosts or whatever. Another big thing you need to know, actually no, this isn't big at all, but when you respawn, your reload time doesn't reset, so this really isn't important unless you're trying to get the achievement for winning the 9.0 second trigger. So if you die and you had just fired a shot, then you gotta still wait even though you just died. So don't sacrifice yourself looking to see that your railgun is reloaded. Just hide and hope that it goes down. So yeah. Lastly, the tracking device can help you, but I don't really have that, so I can't comment on how useful that is. I've heard that it isn't actually that great because Minecraft is 3D and the compass only points 2D. So, I mean, if you have some extra coins, you can go ahead and buy it. Comment in the video, tell me if it's useful or not, because I have enough coins to buy it, so I might go ahead and get it if it's decent. And really, the last tip I can give you is just to have fun. Say good luck, have fun before matches, say good game afterwards, even if you lose. In the making of this video, and I believe there's 4 matches that I won in this video, I lost 2 or 3. Even if you're close, still say GG, and if there's a great opponent and they just barely beat you, after the match, add them to your friends list. You can play with them later. I found that I play best when I'm just having a good time. Put on music, relax, play a little. You don't need to get so worked up trying to win all these matches. Just play, practice, get better, figure out your own strategy that works for you. Anyways, I hope you found this video enjoyable and helpful. The rest of this video will just kind of be a montage of sorts of the match, so I'll see you later.